What's up, YouTube, and welcome to my channel. And it is Therapy Sundays. Happy Sunday, and welcome back once again to my channel. Remember to click like, subscribe, and hit the bell notice and all of that jolly good stuff. And the little handy dandy little bell reminders to remind you that I am coming on to share some information for Therapy Sundays with you. So let's get into today's topic. So as you guys know, every Sunday I try to make a video. I've been doing good with that. I need to start doing more videos throughout the week, but at least I'm almost committing to Sundays pretty regularly now. So shout out to me. Okay. I'm now trying to get my subscribers and my fan base up. I need help. Like any YouTubers that do come on to my channel, can you leave a comment and tell me, can you have a friend watch my video and help me? Please help me, help me. Okay, well, today's prison topic comes from, and you can also follow me on Facebook, prison wife. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't even know where I was going. Okay, so anyway, today's topic for Therapy Sunday comes from a woman in one of my many Facebook group chats. And it says, my man Cellie has got me hella confused, saying my man is showing my pics to everyone and would let them borrow them. Weird. Also saying to me he calls other bitches on the regular. Well, if he's on LOP and he just met him a week ago. All right, well, let's continue reading this before I jump into the ins and out. He's on LOP and they just became Cellies about a week ago and called me to tell me a message from my man and won't leave me alone. It's weird because I guess I went to high school with his brother. I don't know how to address this. I would have stopped picking up the phone, but my man is relaying stuff to me through him, so I'll just be like, what's the message, and hang up after. But it's always some weird disrespectful shit that he's apparently saying when he gets off of LOP. I was going to tell him. But lastly, he had got a lot of trouble started and even extended the other dude's sentence for the fight advice. I would want to hear the just ignore it because that's obvious and easier said than done. So, to my prison wife group member, I'm going to click like and share this on my Facebook group as well. And hopefully somebody shares my video with her because this video is for you, sweetheart. So I'm kind of confused about a lot of different things. First of all, my confusion comes in which is weird. He just became his cellie a week ago. So maybe your husband was in a little bit of trouble and got moved to a different part of the prison. Did he even know him prior to him becoming his cellie? Because if he got moved to this part of the prison and just became his cellie and he's on LOP, how does he know he's talking to other bitches unless he's relaying messages through him to these other bitches, you know? So that's just a little bit weird. So, like, was your husband, what did it, but then you mentioned later on that your husband's cellmate got into a lot of trouble and got more time. Did he get moved out and somebody get moved into his cell and they were on the same block? So what is the history around how long he's known this particular situation? Either way, it's bad because we have to look at it like this. Either way, if a man gives another man his wife's information, girlfriend's brother, sister, his family, loved one's information to relay a message, that's exactly what he should have done. No boundaries should have been crossed because he entrusted this inmate for whatever reason with your information to relay a message. So I don't really believe it, but it is going to stir up a lot of trouble, and you should definitely um, relay this message to your spouse because one, he could be testing your loyalty and your dedication as well, because this perfectly well-known stranger is just calling you, and it's so weird that somebody such as his cellie would do this. Now typically if they're moved off the unit, put on lockdown in the hole, maybe, but with them currently still being cellies and relaying this information to you, super strange, super high alert that it's probably not true, but this inmate has just put himself in a lot of danger. Because if your husband doesn't do anything about this lack of disrespect, it's a problem. It's a problem, sweetheart. It's a problem. And there have been times, my husband's old Cellie would call me and he would say, oh, they just transferred him, or, oh, he just got put in the hole, or something to that case. And that was that. And that was it. It was left alone. That was that. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for calling. Because if my husband would have got a whiff or a word of a bird or a fly, a kite of any sort, it would have been a motherfucking problem. I'm just saying. Oops. F and problem. I'm just saying. So there was an incident where my husband would use other people's phone accounts, and then my husband got in some trouble, got sent to the hole, and then about 2 weeks later, the phone rings and it's a call, and the dude's on the phone, and he was like, yeah, I just think, your husband doesn't really appreciate you. You come up here every week. You always send him commissary. He didn't have nothing to say. He didn't have nothing to say. My husband was sharing my pictures. Not that type of situation, but just saying like how he feels like my husband gets everything and he still gets in trouble and he doesn't take advantage of that. And maybe I should try to help him because my husband doesn't seem like he was on the path to changing. Not okay. So at this point in time, my husband is in the hole and we're not having communication every day. So the very first thing is I'm going to write my husband a letter. Absolutely. I'm going to write my husband a letter because you and your husband or your spouse, whether it's your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, whatever the relationship is, that is your relationship to them. And like I say, whether you're doing a day or a life sentence, communication is first. So you need to communicate with your spouse as fastly as possible. So sending in a letter might be my suggestion. Um, that's just my suggestion. Send in that letter. Let him know, hey, your Cellie's been contacting me. He says you're sharing my pictures with other people. But no, once he gets this letter, it's going to be a problem. It is going to potentially put your husband in a predicament where he's going to have to fight his new Cellie, and they're probably not going to be able to live together after that. And it can probably add time. But if you say nothing and he kind of sent this your way, because it's only been a week. So in a week, you're saying this came about. Maybe he put him up to this to see where your loyalty is. It could just be a test all around. But if it's not a test and you don't address it, if it ever comes out of anger when they get into a fight later down the road or whatever the case may be, it's going to be a problem. So know that you shouldn't be hella confused. Either he's telling the truth or he's telling a lie, but either way, it's going to be a problem. Um, and I'm sorry to have to say it can go so many ways. But, let me read some of the comments in the group. It says your man shouldn't even allow this. Write him, or when he calls, tell him to tighten up. I would tell the inmate too. I would let the inmate know the next time he calls me, I'm going to share this information with my husband or my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever the case may be. You should let him know that he needs to tighten up. Is this information that is he sharing with you true? But you are going to speak to your spouse about it, because if it is true, you should also let this inmate know that you don't feel like it was inappropriate. Thank him. Say, I thank you for sharing this information, but I don't think this is your place. And he might be trying to stir up some confusion where he might be trying to get you to link back up with his brother. I don't know. There might be some more stuff to that. But this is just my advice. Happy Therapy Sundays. Thank you for watching. I hope you remember to click like, subscribe, and share. I hope I'm going to share this on my Facebook group. I hope this gets back to the young lady who posted. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because that man, even if he is doing these things, is wrong. Period.